Alright, guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, there is some interesting foolishness going on right here. Don't have the best read on what Dokkan is going to look like over, let's say, the next 5 weeks or so, until the start of June. My best guess is that we'll get the normal, like, Dokkan Fest time slot character. The Tao. Think of Tao, where Dokkan Fest Tao was. My guess is we'll get that typical, like, kind of like celebration slot leading into probably TDC at the very end of June, going into July. That would be my best guess on what we're gonna see happen, right? But where, like, how Golden Week is structured? Is it this celebration? Is it the next celebration? Is there going to be a dual Dokkan Fest plus an hour for Golden Week? I'm not super sure how that could go. I think, you know what could be realistic here is this could be a this is a so God Vegeta, if you're not aware, is a Dokkan Fest LR. Okay, he's not like a limited character like a Heroes unit or some shit like that. Like, this guy is just gonna be, like, he's just a regular Dokkan Fest. He's gonna be treated like a regular Dokkan Fest, like a Dokkan Fest LR, right? Like, think of him like AGL Android 21. That's what you want to think of, not like the other Dragon Ball Heroes characters who are, like, limited to only their specific banner. It's not what God Vegeta is gonna be. So, I think maybe it's possible that we get this LR God Vegeta right here, and then maybe there's, you know, they wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever. Maybe sometime in this window right here, probably sometime this week, we maybe get the Golden Week Dual Dokkan Fest, and then maybe that will be it. We'll go Dual Dokkan Fest, and then just into the natural end of celebration, or like end of the month Dokkan Fest, right? So, like, Golden Week typically is a Dual Dokkan Fest the last week of April, and then we have a Part 2 LR, and then we lead into the next celebration Dokkan Fest. Maybe they're just kind of like rearranging it, and the May LR slot is just pushed into April for this God Vegeta right here. That might be the case. Might be what's going on here. So, God Vegeta, he's got a lot of crossover in his kit, right? He wants some crossover right there. You know, he needs some crossover right here. Like, we got quite a bit of crossover here. Crossover is, quite honestly, like, just not even a team. All we have is really the 4 new characters, and then, like, any other crossover characters you'd be able to run are specifically just dodge characters. That's it, right? Because it's like, you know, any regular characters are just going to get crushed, right? And it's like, with dodge, at least you could, you know, pray and, you know, maybe hope for a miracle. So, I think what's probably going to happen here is we're going to be looking at probably, like, a massive amount of EZAs. I did want to pull this up. What is this? Oh, yeah, okay. So this is the Heroes Dokkan Fest events are returning here. Okay. I think that there is likely a very good reason for this. Oh, wait. Is this? Oh, my God. Yeah, okay. So here's the whole point of the video, was we're going to discuss the possibility of Heroes EZA characters. This is exactly why I was going to make this video regardless of tonight's state of download at all, was because I was thinking, damn, you know, we might not be able to see Dragon Ball Heroes characters, like Dragon Ball Hero, like, okay, I thought Dokkan might have lost the rights, because it's just, like, if that was something that happened, because, like, they just decided to cancel Dragon Ball Heroes, and they moved on to Super Divers, you know, I could see a situation where Dokkan is like, hey, like, because remember, they said that they were going to continue to do EZAs for the Heroes characters. They could have said that, and then things changed after that, and then we would just never be able to know, right? So I was thinking maybe the rights to the Heroes characters were lost, and Dokkan was not able to use them anymore. But the second in the Battle Hour live stream, I saw this. The these are just Heroes, Dragon Ball Heroes stuff, in the Dragon Ball Super card game. To me, that tells me that Dokkan is able to use these characters. I think so for sure. Dokkan can use these characters. So with that, I feel like Heroes is just definitely back on the table. That leads us to this right here. Crossover Special Dragonstone. Judging by Heroes events returning, I noticed that this is a Xenoverse Battlefield, which makes us feel like this is going to be like, maybe like the full length of a celebration or something like that. Like, I don't know. I could see Heroes coming back in this celebration, right? Like, is there a chance that Heroes characters could even be on this guy's banner? Could we see the Heroes characters reintroduced on his banner? We've seen crazier things happen before. Remember, Mira and Toa were removed from banners in 2017. Mira and Toa. If we head back over to the crossover category team. Right here. These characters were removed from banners in 2017. Gone. Poof. Out of there. I remember specifically, many characters were removed from the banner pool in 2017. Bojack. LR Bojack had the last banner, and they removed several characters from the roster, including there's the Tech Final Form Frieza, the one that Dokkan awakens into. Let me pull him up. And then there's also a Goku as well. I'm just gonna point out, just off the top of my head, I could think of 4 characters. I'm just gonna quickly point them out. Oh, it'll be hard to find the Golden Frieza because it's gonna be one of these two. Let's just pull both up. This is not him. So that means this is him right here. Yep, this guy. His last banner was LR Bojack's banner. This is the last time this guy was on a banner. I believe the reason they removed him is because he's an SSR that awakens into an SSR. Right? Like, he Dokkan awakens, but he doesn't even go up a level. And I think rather than, like, fuck around with any of that shit, they just got rid of him. They're like, yep, see ya. Gone. And then another character that was removed and then added back, he was added back in 2021. So Mira and Toa were added back that was in November of 2020 for JP. And then this guy was added back in 2021. This guy right here. Bam. This guy was a ban unit that was removed from the pool of characters. And then he was brought back with the Namek Worldwide and given Dokkan Awakening. And then they still kept the fucker with 5 links, by the way. He's got 5 links. So stupid. It's a 2021 character with 5 links. So Mira and Toa were removed from banners at one point and again returned in 2020. Not sure why I went off on that long thing, but anyway. Yeah, oh yeah. But just that, like, I could totally see the Heroes characters just being inserted back into the roster of characters, right? Imagine if they just dumped all of the Heroes characters into banners, like unfeatured, into banners. That'd be so sick. And, I mean, if they're going to do God Vegeta here, he's a crossover leader, and he's got so much crossover necessity in here. Like, what if they just go on a string of crossover characters? I'm not mad at it, because I've told you guys many times, too, I want this year them to shy away from Dragon Ball Super. I don't want them spamming Dragon Ball Super characters with Dragon Ball Super Remake right on the horizon. I think it's smarter if they just stick to DBZ, OG, Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball GT. But then if we're going to do collaboration stuff, that's cool. Because there are some other characters they could drop in here. So remember, like, there always is the possibility they could do DBZ Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Remember, there's Super Saiyan 3 Broly as well. Is a character that maybe they could go for another Dokkan Fest. They could always do another Android 21, which would go over very well. There's all the Fusions characters. I'm not sure if they could dive into Fusions or how that might work, but they could always do that. If you guys are curious, my guess is that Arale and Kid Goku can't be EZA'd. This would be my guess. I don't know that, but I'm assuming that they cannot be EZA'd. It's because, not Dokkan, but the Dragon Ball games clearly don't have the rights to Arale. If Dragon Ball games had the rights to Arale, you will see her in Sparking Zero immediately. The second we see Arale announced for Sparking Zero, that's a code red, because that means Arale is going to be fair game for Dokkan again, which will be sick, because, I mean, look at the amount. There's a ton of like, it does suck, because, like, this Tao, alright? Like, remember, they've used him as a boss, which is interesting, but, I mean, he's not really, I guess, technically, like, Arale type stuff, but, I mean, although it is Goku and Arale that fight him, right? This is a movie boss character, Tao. So, I mean, we'll see what could happen with crossover, but Heroes characters EZing is very possible. If we look at the returning Dokkan events, I did look at this in-game. I can't show you guys directly in-game right now because I'm in a Festival of Battles run. But the Universe Tree Blue Goku, his Dokkan event is not returning. This guy, the most recent batch of characters. So I don't think, it's not like a stretch to maybe wonder, like, could the 2022 Heroes characters EZA? Could the 2023 Heroes characters EZA during this celebration? Again, I don't think that that's some ridiculous, like, oh, like, is that a stretch to think? Because if we look at this, too, it would be an interesting little batch of characters we'd be getting. Because it would start... Yeah, damn, it's all the way at the bottom here. So it would be Hearts, Possessed Supreme Kai of Time, Robel, Super Saiyan 4 Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Bardock, and then the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, right? They would be easy-in characters. Then there's the 2023 batch as well. So we're talking about Dark Janemba, Golden Metal Cooler, Dark King Fu, the Controlled Blue Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3 Rose Goku Black, Limit Breaker Broly, and Limit Breaker Vegito. That huge lineup could all EZA. And because remember, they normally, this batch of characters, Hearts to the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4s, these 7 characters would have typically, they would have EZA'd last November. November of 2025 is when they would have EZA'd. And these characters, Dark Janemba up to the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito and Broly, their normal EZA period would have been November of 2026 is when they would have EZA'd. But because, I guess, Heroes was shut down, they're not really going down that pattern anymore. But I could see it, man. I could see a lot of these Heroes characters re-added into banners. Just, best case scenario is they're just dumped into the pool of characters. It would be a gigantic batch of characters that would be dumped into the pool, but I feel like that'd be really exciting if this huge roster of characters is just, boom, all of a sudden in the banner. So I'm interested. Now, Geppy did just play the fuck out of me, because I thought never in a million years are they going to be like, oh, hey, by the way, we're updating, you can now bulk increase box space. Well, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So obviously they're going to allow us to buy more box space. Duh. Why would they add the ability to buy box space in bulk without making it to where you could use it if you're like a player that's been playing for longer than 5 minutes? That's what Geppy did. He said, yeah. Guys, everyone, the game's better. You could buy box space in bulk. Who cares? No one. No one cares. Like, it's the only players that would give two fucks are the players that can't use this, Geppy. Come on. Like, come on, man. Anyway. So, I'd love to see some Heroes characters dropping, and then we could use this to potentially get some of these Heroes characters. Could be pretty exciting, chat. So, let me know what you guys think, but, I mean, this crossover celebration could be looking real nice here. I'm very interested in this. With all these crossover characters with the possibility of this crossover stone, I would say shit is looking very good. Let me know what you guys would like to see from Heroes EZAs. But again, it's a huge it's what? This is 7 characters. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 14 characters. 14 characters could EZA. Bam. And then don't even... Okay, so those 14 characters, and then remember we got the 5 down here. Xenotrunks, Demigratoa, Mira. So, it's like we have 19 crossover characters just right there on a T for us. And then, I mean, there's even more. Super Saiyan 3 Broly, this Bardock could get a Dokkan Awakening. Supreme Kai of Time could get a Dokkan Awakening. The Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, GT Vegeta could get an EZA. Like, there's so much. If they're going to start leaning into crossover, it could be very fun. I hope they do. So, let me know what you guys think about the possibility we could see Heroes EZAs, crossover characters come back in a major way. To me, there's a word for that, and it's fun.